welcome to the racing preview here for this Saturday, October 23rd and the weekend of October 23rd and 24th. We're going to look at Saturday's card. Pleased to be welcomed by Michael Wrona. Michael, I'm a little bit battling through the weather. Let's see if I can make it through to the weekend, but good to see you back.
Well, thanks very much, Jose, and best wishes to get over this cold in a hurry. I hope it doesn't impact the weekend for you. Best of luck with it.
We'll try to make it through here. So looking at the second half of the program, actually we got very good size fields for the early pick four, but I thought just as much the late pick four offers some interesting handicapping puzzles.
Yeah, I think there's some value to be had across the whole card. Good sized fields on the Saturday night 10 race agenda. And my focus has landed on the 9th race, a 2-year-old maiden at 300 yards. I'm interested in number 4, Corona Divina, who's the 5-2 second choice on Ed Burgart's morning line. A debut second back in May, when well in the betting at 3-1, behind Cumbia, who subsequently finished second and then first in allowance company. More recently, stakes placed in the toll tack. And as coincidence would have it, Cumbia lines up in the race immediately after this 9th race. She's a 6-1 shot in the featured overnight handicap. So looking back, that debut form line for Corona Divina looks very sound through Cumbia. Then they put the horse into a futurity trial, was nowhere in that race and went to the sidelines for 4 months. Came back off the layoff, and we've got the replay to show you from her effort from gate number 1 a month ago.
Yeah, she ended up facing that talented Just a Cool Boy, but I thought she ran fairly well from that inside post.
Yeah, she had the rail, and you'll see her drifting in early. She lugs in, and she definitely loses a little bit of ground in the early stages. Now, she had every possible chance thereafter. The winner is steaming down the outside, a horse from the Eddie Willis barn who was coming in from New Mexico. But I like the fact that Just a Cool Boy is a subsequent winner. So as is the case with the debut run through Cumbia, there's a good solid form line here through Just a Cool Boy. Now, admittedly, Corona Divina wasn't a blanket finish for the minor placings. It's not like she beat the rest of the field easily. But still, I think she's done enough in her only 2 races so far in straight maiden company to be a good shot here. I think that the Juan Alaman trainee is going to be tough. Now, having said that, a lot of respect for the effort last time out from the favourite, number 1, Looking Hotter. Really ran too good to lose. I'm sure you'll agree that effort was terrific, beating the nose, dueling throughout from the rail. But he has the rail again to deal with, and I just don't know that he represents great value. So that's why I'm thinking that Corona Divina might have my preference. Interestingly, the favourite, Looking Hotter, is a Dr. Allred-owned horse. He has 2 other horses in the race, both debuting from the outside 2 post positions, and I like the names of both of them. Take the pictures out of Hot to Hit. I particularly like the naming of number 8, Jump Now, out of Escape the Fire. I enjoy names that are creative and don't just combine the sire and the dam. So always give some plaudits to owners who employ a little bit of creativity and imagination. Yes. And more to the point, from a handicapping standpoint, that horse Jump Now actually has a bullet gate drill, so it might be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he drawing the outside might not be a bad spot for him.
Yeah, Cesar de Alba trains that one. Oscar Peinado will ride. So it's got to watch a query, if you like, on that runner. But all in all, I just think that at the odds on the morning line, Corona Divina is worth a play in the 9th.
And she had, she went off at 3-1 against Cumbia, like you're talking about that common event back on May 14th, because she had previously worked in a pretty solid 12:30 way back in early April. So I still think there's room to improve for Corona Divina. And I think she's drawn fairly well. There's not a ton of gate speed surrounding her, and that might be a good spot to be. All right, Michael. So Corona Divina in race number 9, start of the late double.
Great weekend coming up. I just hope you're on deck and firing on all cylinders. Best of luck, mate.
I got 48 hours to get through this, so we'll make it through. Have a good day.
Okay. Good on you.
The Flash is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Fastest qualifier Flashback will head California's richest race for 3-year-olds, the Los Alamitos Super Derby, on Sunday night, November 7th. Flashback will come in as the fastest qualifier to the Super Derby and will face an outstanding field led by Grade 1 stakes-winning fillies Apolitical Patty and Reason to Fly MV. The Super Derby winner moves on to the Champion of Champions, Quarter Horse Racing's best. It's always at Los Alamitos.
Well, we're almost towards the end of October, which means November is here, which means almost December is here. So back-to-back stakes greatest stakes action pretty much every weekend here at Los Alamitos. Now joined by Christopher Wade, your simulcast signal handicapper there for Los Alamitos, and plenty of other racetracks on the Nightlands program. Chris, welcome back to the show. And I talked to Michael Wrona. He gave us a horse in race number 9. What race do you want to take a look at?
I'm going to take a look at race number 7, kicking off the late pick 4. Looking at the 5-horse Enza. This is a horse who showed a little bit of ability in the workouts prior to having a number of troubled efforts. This horse in the last effort did get a little fractious in the gate and broke slow. First time for the Farias barn. Got fractious, broke a little slow, was bumped both sides, kind of slow in the stride, but for the nice little run midway and was finishing relatively well the final half of the affair and galloped out nicely. With the trouble in the track number, the track was a little bit slow on my charts in that last race. I gave it -12. The number off that effort figures pretty good in this wide open 7th event.
She was the 4-horse, right, on this night?
Yeah, she was the 4-horse in here. Got a little fractious to gate and broke a little slow, got bumped both sides. Got bumped right there a little bit on both sides. Kind of slow in the stride, but put forth a decent run midway and was finishing relatively well versus a long shot that did chip in for Mia Dosa Downs that blew up a toe board. But this horse is striding out relatively well with run left to give. Not a bad little gallop out. So with everything factored in, the horse's numbers are pretty good in this event. So I'm looking at a decent price there, 4-1 in the program to finally get up over the hump there for a second time on Don Farias.
And he, the thing that I like about that effort is that after the bump, she kept a pretty relatively straight path, which is something you like to see despite getting bumped. She kept to task. And like you mentioned, she exits a pretty solid maiden event. The come-home time of that maiden event was 9.80, which is pretty solid for the level.
Yeah, and she comes back in 14 days. Everybody else has come back a little bit longer than that, but I like them when they come back quick. And with this effort, I think she's got a big look here at a nice little price at 4-1 tonight's 7th event.
Eddie Garcia jumps aboard. He keeps him out. He got to know her last time out for Don Farias. And the key is she's dropping to a maiden claiming tag for the first time tonight. All right, it is plenty of tracks to handicap around the country. Are you going to have analysis for other racetracks in the Nightlands program?
Yeah, we got challenge championships. I handicapped the first 5. Edberger handicapped the last 5 big races for challenge championship in Albuquerque, and of course I'm handicapping doing the primer for the program for the 10 races. I think it is for race 3 through 12 at a Lone Star Park, and then the final 4 at Evangeline Downs. So busy night.
Try to get some sleep. That sounds like a lot of work this weekend. So people can catch all that analysis in the print edition of the Nightland programs. As always, thanks so much for the insight, Chris, and I'll see you out there this weekend.
Okay, thank you very much.
Golden Boy has lived up to his name this year. He's the winner of the Edbert Million Futurity.
Golden Boy surging clear with a power pack performance to win the Edbert Million Futurity.
And now the fastest qualifier to the Grade 1 Golden State Million Futurity. This $1 million race is set for Sunday night, October 31st, with Golden Boy facing a stellar lineup led by Just the Cool Boy and Cheezo. Watch and wager as top juveniles go for gold at Los Alamitos. The Golden State Million Futurity, Sunday night, October 31st.
We got the Golden State Million Futurity fast approaching Orlando. It feels like, did I mess up? For some reason, I felt like it was this weekend, but no, it's in 2 weeks.
There's now 3 weeks in between the trials and the final. Same thing with the Derby. So the horses get an extra week to prep up for the race. So we get an extra week to kind of just think about the race and see how the field lines up and getting ready for those big races coming up. This weekend, we have one stakes race happening on Saturday. That's the Aqualina Handicap. But, Jose, it's Bank of America Challenge Championship night on Saturday at Albuquerque. And a terrific card. Los Alamitos will be bringing in the entire card for simulcast action. That begins at 3 p.m. And our racing program will have all the PPs for all those big races. as well as a blog, the handicapping blog by Ed Burgard. He analyzes all the stakes races on the night, all the big races on the night, including the Bank of America Challenge Championship. And also Chris Wade will give the selections of his top 3 horses in each of the races during the entire Albuquerque card on Saturday. So lots of stakes races on Saturday, especially from Albuquerque. And of course, we got the Aqualina Handicap here at Los Alamitos. A really good field of 8 fillies going 300 yards, 2-year-olds in action. And Jose, what about the card on Saturday? Every race has 7 horses or more. So a really, really juicy card. Some good action coming up, and the way the pools have been going, really strong. Particularly the pick 6, Jose. We had a $32,000 pool on Saturday and a carryover that went into Sunday. And when it was all said and done, the total pool on Sunday was over $110,000 in the pick 6. So a lot of good action, nice pools here at Los Alamitos. Get ready for a great weekend of racing here at the Orange County Oval.
Should be a fun weekend of racing, like you mentioned. And I was late at night last night because of the large fields doing all the comments for the night lines. And not only is it large fields, but they're very good competitive fields. We don't have that big standout favorite in many of these legs, which I think can open it up as far as giving you a few options to tackle here for this, not only the early pick 4, but also the late pick 4. But why don't we begin looking at one race in the early pick 4 sequence that could provide one of those possible singles for the early part of this card?
Okay, so we got a chance to talk to Lorenzo Ruiz, a trainer in race number 3. He will have Equipo A. And this horse, we've seen the way the horse performed. We know he's got a ton of speed. So we talked to Lorenzo Ruiz, what he thinks about his horse's chances in this race, as well as the horses that he feels will be the toughest contenders here in race number 3 on Saturday.
And we're here with trainer Lorenzo Ruiz and Equipo A, horse that has always shown speed, and most likely that's what you expect for him to do this Saturday as well, right?
I think that's the only way he knows how to go. As fast as he can, as far as he can. And hopefully without the blinkers, he might be able to make it all the way to the wire before anyone else.
Yeah, that's the equipment change that you're trying this time around, no blinkers. How do you see the field?
It's always a tough one. There's a couple horses in there that they can get us at the end, I think. The picnic horse and the one that has been running second, third to this guy, Pedro Perez, they can always show up.
You mentioned that the first time that this horse won his only win during the daytime, the strategy was a little bit different, and it worked out for him.
It worked out because Giovanni was able to stay off his mouth, and I think that makes a difference. When you don't put no pressure on him, he's able to relax a little bit, and then he was able to finish that day.
How is the personality-wise?
He's a happy horse, always very pleasant to be around. But you got to be careful because he's always trying to do something.
Keeps you busy always.
Always.
We're looking forward to seeing Equipo A. He'll keep the competition busy on Saturday night, that's for sure.
Hopefully we can get there.
That was Lorenzo Ruiz right there, Orlando. Interesting that, he talked about that, taking the blinkers off. Maybe this allows him to kind of just, keep on going, open up and make everybody catch him. And there's no surprise what are going to be his tactics. This is his running style. Go as fast as you can, open up as big as you can, and try to take them all the way.
Yeah, and he mentioned that this horse pretty much runs a pretty consistent race every single time, but at around the half-mile mark, which is about 880 yards, 900 yards, that's when, the speed kind of runs out there. The octane kind of starts wearing off. So he did mention to talk to Diego Herrera and just kind of told him, for this race, what has worked for him in the past, when he got that victory was jockey Giovanni Franco at Santa Anita did not put too much pressure on him, let the bit relax, and he's hoping that maybe using that tactic again can get the job done. But again, really good feel. He mentioned some of the horses that that he'll be looking to defeat. He also mentioned number 8, Terracotta Soldier, a horse that arrives here from Turf Paradise, lands in the barn of Mike Castleman. It's 15-1 on the morning line, but Lorenzo mentioned that he saw this horse work back on September 23rd. He was kind of looking at the horse, caught his eye. Nice, big size runner, flashed a lot of good speed, and he was kind of impressed by the way this horse performed. Terracotta Soldier, we'll see how the horse performs here on Saturday night. But look at the jockey that Terracotta Soldier lands. Edgar Payeras right there on a 15-1 shot.
It's been kind of the kind of season where if you looked at a horse's being by Edgar Payeras, you kind of take a second look, maybe in a triple look, just because Edgar is jumping aboard. The main concern is that he's, cutting back in distance from a mile. But, no doubt that the horse to catch will be Equipo A there from gate number 2. We expect some speed maybe from the Brian Picnic trainee, proud veteran who won over the daytime oval as well. But it does appear like there's going to be no surprises to what Equipo A is going to try to do. Try to go as fast as you can and open up a big, comfortable lead. Looking later down the card, a quick glance at race number 4 because this is the closeout leg. And I thought this race specifically was interesting because you have the fast speed of an undeniable Proof Orlando, but you also have the sharp daytime horse of Stay Happy for the barn of Cesar de Alba, and then Whiskey My God. So we have runners coming off of 2 race win streaks, both the 2 and the 3. I thought that was going to be a very good, interesting race to see who even goes favored. I know Stay Happy is a more than favorite, but I just found that race to be very interesting to close out the pick 4.
Yeah, really interesting because you have to remember Stay Happy has been running a little bit longer distances, 5.5 furlongs, 5 furlongs as well. So just a little bit longer distances than what he'll be going. And not only that, when he's raced here at Los Alamitos, he's been on the daytime oval, longer stretch, the longest in North America compared to the night stretch. How will that play out as far as Stay Happy? Will he have enough distance to kind of let that, that ability to just kick in? Because we know that he can go long. Will the shorter stretch run, how will that affect them? And like you mentioned, several horses pretty sharp. Number 2, Whiskey My God, coming off of a really nice victory, 3/4 lengths, as well as a 2.5 length win, both during the September meet here at Los Alamitos. So another horse kind of on that same boat. Talk to Milton Pineda for our Spanish version of the preview show. Bob Sniper, he feels the horse has pretty good speed, and he's going to try to challenge those horses on the lead here with the 7, Bob Sniper. And, of course, number 8, Go From Above, a big long shot, but at 30-1, but a horse that has been campaigning at Santa Anita here at Los Alamitos during the daytime oval. We'll see how he performs here at night. Usually those horses that are Sherman trains for Dr. Allred, they tend to do pretty good here at night.
Yeah, he has experience going over the nighttime oval dating back to early 2020, so this should be nothing new for him, but he is cutting significantly in distance compared to some other runners in this spot. So that's a look at 2 races, a part of that early pick 4 sequence. Why don't we take a look towards the latter half of the card, that late pick 4. Specifically, I want to take a look at race number 8. I want to mention a horse that I like there, and that is going to be the number 5 horse, Chick or Check. We've seen this hot combo, Orlando, Landolfo Diaz, Jesus Ayala. But what I like most about this horse is that she's getting off the rail, and I like that how she broke 2 starts ago. She showed good enough early pace, and she lands a field that just has not shown consistent gate speed. So I think this might be the spot for me to try to find a single, and I think that single might be Chick or Check at 3-1.
Usually you can't go wrong when you go with Landolfo Diaz and Jesus Rios Ayala. Just a tremendous combination. What do you think of the 3? Screenshot here. Horse ran a really nice second after breaking pretty slow. Came on strong at the end. Finished second in what is his Los Alamitos debut after racing at Ruidoso Downs. Sometimes it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of those horses kind of, got to get used to the lights here at Los Al. This horse broke slow, but ran pretty well as he got closer to the light post here at Los Alamitos and finished solidly. I kind of like this horse second out here under the lights.
And we kind of saw where some of these first-time Ruidoso invaders, the lights weren't, the lights played a factor into it. Maybe second time over the nighttime oval, second time out of the lights might help Screenshot as well. So she's probably one of the main contenders. She's the 5-2 slight morning line choice there in race number 8. But
And
race number 9,
yeah, if I could just mention two things about the 8th race, Jose,
Yes.
really quickly. The two inside horses debuting, the bloodlines on these horses. Number 1, Separate Rose, out of the mare Remember the Rose, Grade 1 stakes finalist here at Los Alamitos. And of course, got to mention the mother, Remember Me Rose. So she's another one of those
yes,
from that tremendous family. The 2, Kiss for Eagle, owned by Mark and Peggy Brown, also bred by the Browns. Kiss for Eagle, out of a really nice mare, Dreaming of Kisses. And Mark and Peggy have had tremendous success campaigning horses out of that mare. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this one might be a full brother to, a full sister to a horse that won the Los Alamitos Winter Derby here at Los Alamitos. So 2 really nice horses debuting here at Los Al, but I'm with you. I think the horses with more experience will be the ones to beat.
yeah, those first-time starters drawing the inside post. It's not the place to be, but like you mentioned, the second dam, Separate Rose, Remember Me Rose, and then Kiss for Eagle. I'm looking at my comments here for the Nightlines, and I believe I noted that, yeah, Kiss for an Eagle, a full sibling to Just My Kiss, who won the Winter Derby. So
There you
Just
go.
My Kiss, a sibling to Kiss My Eagle, and then Kissed by an Eagle is also another
Yeah.
six-figure earner who
Yeah.
was a multiple finalist in those greatest stakes events.
She's been a really productive mare.
All right, there's 2 races left. You know what time it is, late daily double time, races 9 and 10. And I talked briefly about this race with Michael Wrona, Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the look of Corona Divina drawn towards gate 4, but there's no denying that Looking Hotter ran too good to lose last time out and did it from that inside post. Do you think the second time inside post will be perfectly fine for Looking Hotter?
But just look at the time, 15:75. That's a really sharp time. And the horse broke really fast.
Yep.
Victor Salazar gets the mount back. He rode her a couple of times where she was placed second after Smoking Is Up, was kind of all over the place back on September 11th. But again, that's really good second place finish was with Henry Reynoso Lopez. So Victor Salazar looking to continue to build on that really nice effort on the 1, Looking Hotter. I kind of like the 4, Corona Divina, as well. Really like the post where this horse is positioned there. Has had a couple of nice efforts here at Los Al.
Yeah, she had worked 12:30 before her debut. That's why she went at 3-1. And look who she lost to, Cumbia. Cumbia, who we'll see in tonight's featured event in race number 10. But it does look like that race number 9 goes through to the main contenders. Corona Divina Looking Hotter. Maybe a little bit of look to Daddy's Dearest, who's coming out to lay off for Jaime Gomez. But it does look like the 1 and the 4 will dominate the betting in that 9th event.
And you mentioned Cumbia, who defeated Corona Divina. How about last out? Ran 3rd to Just Cool Boy, who qualified
Yes.
to the Golden State Million Futurity.
Yeah, it's second fastest time, if I remember correctly. Fastest time for Just a Cool Boy. Corona Divina switching from the inside post to gate number 4. Featured event, Orlando, race number 10, the Aqualina Overnight Handicap, 300 yards, race number 10. In this spot, 2-year-old fillies. We got a field of 8 runners going to post. And the slight morning line choice is going to be Tracy's Gold from the inside.
Another runner from the barn of Eddie Willis. He's had some really nice horses that we've seen here at Los Alamitos, including Just a Cool Boy from that Eddie Willis barn. And this horse ran really nice at Ruidoso Downs in a trial to the Rainbow Futurity, finishing second in that race. In a trial to the All-American Futurity, not as well, finished 6th, but still this horse very solid. Won a trial at Remington Park, all around really good horse. And this horse is out of the same mare that produced the horse that won the Golden State Million Futurity last year for the same owner, Mr. Grant Cox.
Are you talking about Apolitical Gold?
Political Gold.
Apolitical Gold, Tracy's Gold there. Flipping Halter is on, but she's been wearing it the last 3 times. There's no doubt that she has gate speed, and she's won from the inside post. She won at Remington Park under the lights way back on April 30th. She's got gate speed. She looks like one of the main contenders in this spot. But what do you think about Just Another Commando? Can she build off of that sharp win last time out?
I think so, Jose. This horse is just had a really good victory there and was facing some horses that we talked about quite a bit when this horse competed in that last race. We talked about Trapper John in that race, Benevolent, who was ridden by Rodrigo Aceves, Turin, horse from the Mike Robbins barn. That was a really solid race. And more importantly, got a chance to talk to Jose Flores, and he gave us some insight on the family of Just Another Commando, as well as this nice filly by Mr. Jess Perry. Talked to Jose Flores, who also commented about favorite first down, a horse coming off of a 7th place finish in the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity.
We've been waiting for her to show up like that, to be honest with you. She's a half sister to Commando Trace Ace, and to respect to a lot of good horses that I've had here in the past, but he was one of the fastest horses probably, that we had, other than the Hidashi Fire, coming down the, through all my career, one of the 2-year-olds that came back, and first worked 11-9, and he was just amazing too, So we were waiting for, this is the first filly out of that mare. So we were waiting for her to come up and show something, So we're excited about her, Hopefully she can get some black type in this race, and then go on and probably become a breeder, in a year or two.
Favorite first down, qualified to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. Now lands a spot that really fits her.
Yeah, it does. We're in this. Me and Lane, we own this filly together, and she qualified to the breeders. And we were super excited. She had a kind of rough trip through there. Hopefully, this suits her a little bit better. She runs a better race, and hopefully we get through it with not her getting injured or bumped around. So she can have a clean trip and no excuses.
There was Jose Flores talking about his contenders in tonight's featured event, Orlando. Let's talk about Just Another Commando. They were waiting for the mare to drop the filly. They got her one. She's developed. She looked strong in that win, and the time reflects that 15:57, a very solid time. So she might be now living up to her pedigree and kind of showing that talent. And then the other one is favorite first down, who qualified to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity, and Jose Flores is part owner of this one alongside Lane Sprouse.
Yeah, and he just talked about just how much trouble she had. She was just getting bumped around, a little action in the middle, in front of her. She just basically lost her running room. So it was one of those races that, you can forget about it. Now, she was a big long shot in that race, so maybe even if she runs super clean race, maybe she doesn't get there first, because Favorite Honey ran a tremendous race. But still, you have to consider the fact that she just did not have a really good path to victory. That race gets a little bit of class relief here after facing some really tough horses in that Grade 2 Futurity. But still, I think this is a pretty solid group of runners. Just Another Commando, solid. Tracy's Gold, really good. Valfrida, and what can you say about Valfrida now? She's had some really nice efforts, qualified with the fastest time to the Kindergarten Futurity, but she's also kind of thrown a few clunkers. So we'll see what happens with Valfrida. Cumbia has looked really good at times as well. Finished third in the Toltec Handicap. I also like the 5 a little bit, Burning Dream for Cesar Dialba. She's done nothing wrong.
Are you going to get 10
I
to
really
1
like
again?
her.
Are you going to
I really like her, Jose.
Are you going to get 10 to 1 again, Orlando?
If she can repeat that effort, she can
right
definitely light the board.
Yeah, she's right there. And the positive about Burning Dream is that, when you liked her last time out, maybe she was like 6 to 1 in the morning line.
Yeah.
She floated up to 10 to 1. But the positive about her is that she's broken well in every single one of her starts. Yeah. So she has a consistent gate speed, which is something you always want to have, and she's shown it. I like Cumbia at a price. I think Cumbia has shown flashes of talent at times. Last time out, despite getting a little bit of a bump at the start, she was very involved for the first 300 yards of the race. She kind of flattened out later in the race, but I think cutting back to 300 yards, it's going to be a good spot for Cumbia. And I like where she's drawn here towards the outside. And then Gasca was aboard for the first time last time out, so maybe he got an opportunity to get to know her, and maybe she can run a much improved effort here tonight, cutting back in distance. I like Cumbia 6 to 1, but I think this is a very interesting way to wrap up the late pick 4, and of course the card on Saturday night. Who's your top pick here?
I actually went with the 4, Just Another Commando. Okay. Try to beat Tracy's Gold, but I actually picked the 6, Favorite First Down. Looking back to that outing 2 races ago when she qualified to the PCQHR Breeders' Futurity, beat finished third. I'm sorry, to El Tio Angel, who was the fastest qualifier in Corona. Yo came back and ran second in that trial, but also came back and ran second to Favorite Honey in that Breeders' Futurity. So that was a pretty solid trial that Favorite First Down comes out of.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun race to end the card. It looks like a good handicapping puzzle there. Trajan's Gold. How is she gonna run for the first time under the lights here at Los Alamitos on this Sunday night? So 10 races, good fields every step of the way from the beginning all the way to the end. Orlando should lead to some very good pools. Last weekend, the pools were tremendous. I mean, we had some very good pools both in the pick fours and also in the pick six.
Was definitely. So we'd like to thank all the fans out there supporting the racing program here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Definitely can't do it without the support of the racing fans. Can't do it without the support of the horsemen who have really stepped up, especially on Saturday night with this really nice card. So looking forward to some fun. First post 6:10 p.m. on Saturday, Jose.
And a lot of connections are going to be hoping they get to go where you're at right now. You're right in the winner's circle there at Los Al.
That's right. I'm right here in the corner of the winner's circle, finish line right behind me. This is where we extend the blanket after nice big stakes wins, hand out the trophies, get the big smiles on, and just pose for the camera for the winning snapshot, Jose.
Well, Orlando, no, I don't want to pass you some bad news, but the Dodgers are already losing 2-0. It's the first inning, Orlando, and the Dodgers are already losing. I mean, it's over. It's over, Orlando. It's over.
You got to give the credit to the Braves. They played a heck of a series. They came out to play. And you know what? I think one of the big keys is that their bullpen is just so much better, especially with that closer that they have this year, Will Smith and Freddie Freeman, Ozzy Albies. These guys are just stars, superstars here. And they're giving it all to the Dodgers there.
Unfortunately for the Dodgers, this is the time that Freddie Freeman decided to turn super hot alongside Rosario, their breakout star of the series as well. Yeah, so it's going to be tough. They've done it before. They beat him last year down 3-1, but it's just not looking good right now, Lionel. It's not looking good. So we'll be cheering the game on later on tonight. Thanks so much for the insight, Orlando, and I'll see you out there this weekend at Los Al.
Thanks so much, Jose.
Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On Sunday, August 1st, a one-night carryover of $14,000 led to an outstanding total pool of over $132,000. And the payouts are tremendous, highlighted by a season-high payout of over $94,000 on May 21st. And remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos will add $10,000 to the pick six pool. Talk about some good old-fashioned pick six excitement at Los Alamitos. The traditional $2 pick six, a great bet, a great deal. It's happening at Los Alamitos.